It's Week 11 of the National Football League, and we'll see the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Dolphins and the Raiders, and it's coming up next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders.
Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the work, all the preparation over the past week, it all leads up to these next 4 quarters.
It's suspenseful now, Brandon, but once that ball is kicked, that thought will go out the window. From then on, it's just time to execute and fight for a win.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
We both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played with dinosaurs roam the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the 1st, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down. They'll go Madison up the middle. And down to the 36-yard line here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. On the toss, Madison. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Well, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Dolphins offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Play action. Now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Excellent coverage on the play from Trayvon Merrick.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Tua going to throw. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Not much happening offensively here early on. That's 2 drives and 0 first downs. This defense, they've come to play, and they're the better of the 2 units here so far.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
From the shotgun, O'Connell.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Marshall. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Back to throw, O'Connell. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Now a give to Madison. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
That one is blown up by Jordan Brooks, the linebacker.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
To throw here, O'Connell.
For Marshall, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
the handoff. It's Madison. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Alexander Madison, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them. And also, it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 2.
At the 39-yard line.
Achane gets it from the gun.
He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4. In motion, Hill.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
44-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. 2nd and 9 from the 44. As they've got it as we resume action. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. On target over the middle to Hill. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
In motion right here, Washington.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. They'll run with Madison. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
49 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up second down. Here's Madison. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, they obviously red man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Open man right side, Myers. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
And they go play action here with O'Connell. He'll get this underneath to Madison.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Sticking to the air with O'Connell here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Alexander Madison with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Raiders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Here's Achane to start the drive.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throw caught by Achane.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
The Dolphins at 6-3 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Looking to pass. Tua. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
This offense returns to the fold along with running back Alexander Madison.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Still 1st down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, Abdullah. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's 2nd and 10. And O'Connell now to throw.
He's got a man. That's Marshall. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Here's O'Connell. This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And it's 2nd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Throwing. O'Connell. Short throw caught by Bowers.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
O'Connell looking to throw yet again. That's caught by Tucker.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Flush to his right. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Tua.
Open man downfield is Hill.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Dolphins get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raiders offense and Aiden O'Connell getting set to take over once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Calais Campbell on the stop. They'll keep it on the ground again here.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Holding offense.
So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was our visitors who were able to walk away with the road victory. The Eagles had run off 9 straight wins to start the year, but a 10th was not in the cards as they fall for the first time. It was a running back, Alexander Madison, who put together a solid first half. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now it's O'Connell. Over the middle, he's got Myers.
So the completion good for just 3. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Here's Tucker, complete on the right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's Madison running on first down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. This is 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, here's O'Connell. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Defensively, celebration time, because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that, because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Delay of game, offense.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Hill going to go in motion right. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
Gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9.
Up the middle, Achane. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Escaping the pressure right. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Here's Tua. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the 41, here's 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Tua going to throw. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off a play action, Tagovailoa. He'll dump this off to Achane. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 2nd down and 6 now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Delay of game, offense.
So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs him up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Sanders' kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Raiders offense ready to go. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And they go play action here with O'Connell. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Out of the shotgun, here's O'Connell. Over the middle, complete. It's Myers. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw, O'Connell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
To the air again with O'Connell. They'll get the... And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Running left, Achane. And pretty good pursuit there defensively. He's brought down, no gain on the play. 2nd down coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Raiders' 49-yard line.
In motion, Hill. Oh, the motion comes too late. And this is going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage, you've got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
From the gun, it's Tua. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. 3rd and 4.
A gain of 11 brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
7 yards there and a first down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Tua sets up to pass it.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And they'll run it here.
And this is not going to work as planned. It'll be blown up behind the line.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Taken down back at the 20-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
On the handoff, it's Achane.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 14. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Now 2nd and 9.
Going to run with Madison again. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Now O'Connell now to throw.
And that will be incomplete. The coverage good that time by Kendall Fuller.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch is taken here a step or two inside the 45-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At the 45. On play action, they'll throw.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
79 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second down and 1. To throw here, O'Connell.
He completes it to Abdullah. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. A shotgun handoff. This is Abdullah. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Off the play fake, O'Connell.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
And the Dolphins are right back in this football game.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1 yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Again, it's Achane.
And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a second straight loss. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now Tua. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
And they begin the drive with Abdullah.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the short catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. That's caught by Tucker.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 29-yard line.
First down, Las Vegas.
Now a quick throw out wide to Myers. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. It's Myers again with another catch.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and now it's 3rd and 3.
And once again, O'Connell back to throw.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. This will be caught at about the 5. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really...
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play. This is 3rd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in.
3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Tua.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
And no sign of Tua departing. 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua.
And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Raider D, they get the football back.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see him take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Dances by him. Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So Tua and the Dolphins trailing 17-10. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing Tua. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just didn't.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Now Tua.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And that makes them now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Las Vegas,
it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.